Go ahead.
Okay. We're here at the famous Haight Ashbury district. This is where the hippie movement actually started.
Born in '83.
All right.
And I am naturally psychic.
Okay, Sarah for the camera. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, this is Paul Dale Roberts, Paranormal Investigations International, and Chantel has found the perfect candidate for this interview. She's a psychic, and she's also too an indigo type child. Can you explain to us what an indigo child is?
We have an extra sensory perception level that we pick up on, and we see things that maybe you wouldn't see with your naked eye.
Do you ever see people that are deceased? Do they ever come up to you and talk
Yes, I do. There's people who could actually see those who are deceased, and they walk among us, whether you want to accept it or not.
to you? Do you encounter entities and you try to send them into the light?
I send them into the light, yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
I send them into the light. I do a healing. Usually it consists of something of a wordage that I say. I rather not say on screen, but I do. You have to cleanse those energies. It's just like doing a house cleaning. That's what I call it, at least.
You were telling me that in El Salvador, that's where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay. You've actually witnessed something paranormal over there?
It was basically like a voice whispering at night, like at 2 in the morning,
Okay.
and got me freaked out.
How about your family members? Have they ever witnessed anything paranormal?
I have an uncle who told me that once he saw like a vase with flowers moving. So,
Oh, you saw a
yeah.
vase? And this is in El Salvador too?
No, it was here.
It was here in San Francisco.
Francisco.
So I met a young lady over here. She says that she is also too a sensitive. So here in San Francisco, it's very, very old here in San Francisco. So when you walk around San Francisco, do you sometimes feel things or see things?
Yeah, I mean, I can feel different energies, and when I come here, it's really easy for my mind to be exceptionally clear.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're walking down the street and boom, there's someone that isn't really there, but he's there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've seen that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, especially in graveyards, for sure.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
one time I had an experience where actually me and all my friends saw it at the same time. And all turned and fled and then recounted the story to each other later, and we all saw the same thing. We were in a graveyard and we all saw tons of people with lanterns and all in like old style dress. And then we went back to the graveyard the next day, and like all the graves from that area were people who died in the 1800s. So
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had that type of ability. Also, too, and I think you were telling me you make these?
yeah, this is my
Okay.
company, Green Sleeves.
Wow, that is so beautiful.
Me and my friend Jackie Langland make them in Humboldt.
Wow, that
Or
is
just
so.
like-
I love it. I love it. And where can? Okay, let's say if I ever had a girlfriend and I wanted to get her something like that, where would I go to?
Very Green Sleeves at MySpace and Etsy.
You told me that you had a paranormal experience, and it's very intriguing, and I'd like to know more about it.
Right. Well, this was before I-5 was built, and my mother and I were driving up by ourselves. It was like early 60s to try and get to Seattle and Spokane. And there was this really windy, foresty road, incredibly deep foliage. I can really remember the way the light just barely got through the foliage. And we were driving there. There was hardly any cars besides us on the road. And as we were like winding through, we heard this incredibly eerie, haunting, howling sound. and it scared the hell out of us, to tell you the truth. And we'd never heard anything like it. I mean, I was just a kid, so I hadn't heard much. But my mom was like, she used to go up in the woods in fire towers and stuff. You know, she grew up on the reservation. She knew about the woods. She, you know, there was nothing unusual about the woods to her. She'd heard everything, and she just looked at me and was just. I just saw the terror in her face. And a little bit later, I don't really know how much time passed, we went to this Bigfoot sort of seminar. And this is when that footage was coming out. Was it the Patterson footage or something like that? And the guy giving the demonstration played a tape that was a Bigfoot, you know, howl. And, you know, my mom and I, when he played, it was just like, whoo, it was just like, that's it. We just looked at each other and we were just, that was it.
We found another gentleman on the street. Actually, I didn't find the gentleman. Chantel did. And Chantel, film Chantel for a minute. Now, San Francisco is very old and there's a lot of history here, so I believe there's a lot of residual hunting activity here. Have you ever felt anything?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
Absolutely, yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
I was in Golden Gate Park where I used to work with my friend, and we snuck into the Arboretum at like midnight or so. And we went inside the main gate, and everything was fine. Everybody sneaks in there all the time, especially when you're a young person in San Francisco. And we crested the hill going down toward the lake. And I remember looking at her, and we looked at each other. We just got that feeling. Our stomachs dropped. It felt like when you're doing something bad and you see a police car. It felt like we were trespassing. And we were like, okay, time to leave. We like said at the same time, it was like, time to go now. And so we turned and started walking away, and then like maybe 50 feet behind us, low to the ground and moving, we heard this sound that was like, and I've heard coyotes, and I know coyotes live in the park, and it didn't sound like a coyote. And so we're like, fuck. And then we started booking, like walking really fast. And from the other side, like more distance away, we heard it again. And it was the same sound. I don't know, it didn't sound like an animal, but it was low to the ground. And it didn't echo. And then we got almost all the way out, and we were like fully running at this point, super scared. Like that was maybe the first time it's been that apparent to me, and I was thinking of her, like I wanted to protect her. And we got to the exit, and we were squeezing through the doors, because that's how you get in. The gate is like that wide, so we're squeezing through, and it went one last time, and it was lonely. That's the sound it was. I interpreted it as lonely, and it was like, I was feeling quite amorous before this happened, like that's why we're sneaking in the park. And afterward, I was like, I'm driving you home, sweetheart. We're going home.